Okay, so today we have Björk and Hyperballad. Now I do know that Björk is the Americanized version of her name, and that is more pronounced as Björk. So yeah, I should say Björk, I guess. But anyway, either way, we're gonna get into her and Hyperballad. She has been requested again. I said at the beginning of the year that I didn't really react to too many women artists in 2021. So I do want to react to more, and Björk is one that is up there. And of course, I've heard a few songs by her, but not many. So we're going to get into this one and talk about it after. So let's go. Lord. That's heavy.
To start the day, I go through all this before you wake up, so I can feel happier to be safe again with you. I go through all this before you wake up, so I can feel happier to be
almost like waves, on a beach.
It's early morning. No one is awake. I'm back at my cliff, still throwing things out. I listen to the sounds they make on their way down. I follow till they crash.
All right. So Björk and Hyper Ballad. Um, so like I said, yeah, I didn't want to say off the top, but yeah, I've heard of, or I didn't say too much off the top, I guess, obviously, but yeah, I've heard some songs by Björk. Mostly I think from her earlier albums. I haven't caught up with her or whatever recently, but I do know some stuff from the '90s, and I know that she came out earlier. I always thought she was younger than she actually is. I know that she's not a young not a young woman or whatever. But anyway, but yeah, with this one, coming out in 1995, apparently, people are telling me that, this is a song that's like one of her bigger songs. And, I mean, I mean, the production is immense. I have to say off the top, and like when I said, when the song came in, just that it was so heavy. When the song came in, when the song started, anyway. But yeah, and it was just so heavy, and it's just, I mean, the story was like, it was kind of, it was a little, it turned morbid, I guess you would say. And it was kind of like, and like some lines in there where, yeah, it was like some morbid lines, which I guess I'll get into, at some point here. But and then of course the electronic, especially that house, it was like a house beat. It was just like the song had a little bit of everything, and I was just like, again, I haven't heard, I haven't gone out of my way to listen to Bjork in a long time. I'm just gonna probably keep switching back and forth from Bjork to Bjork. I don't know. Anyway, and yeah, but it would surprise me, and her voice. It's always, I mean, that's one thing that although I haven't listened to so much of her music, her voice is so like original. I mean, it's just like she has an ability to make like her to have a soaring voice, or she can go a little deeper or whatever. I mean, yeah, a lot of people have that ability. I mean, there's a lot of great singers out there, dead or alive, but Bjork is just, she has a distinct voice, and it's just like she just sounds, I don't know, it's just like nothing I've heard before from any other woman, really, I guess you could say. It's just very different, but I like it a lot. And it's just, she has so much emotion in her voice when she sings, really. And yeah, so I mean, the song was a little unsettling, but also, I mean, from the the lyricism and stuff, as I was listening to the song and following the lyrics on Genius.com, it's just like kind of like she was having a little me time, I guess. And but yeah, it was just took me aback, and just very heavy again, and just, I mean, everything I guess I would associate with her music. And yeah, so it was just nuts. Anyway, so but yeah, like I said, it really had everything, like a little bit of everything that I like, which I wanted to say again because I think that really puts into words what I'm trying to say. Anyway, there is an about here on Genius, like I usually read, just a little bit about the song from a bio or whatever. Anyway, so Hyper Ballad was released as the fourth single off of Post, in a survey of Bjork fans, which about which songs should be included on her 2002 Greatest Hits album. Hyper Ballad received the most votes. Pitchfork Media also included the song on their list of top 200 tracks of the 90s, where it came in at number 11. So obviously this had, this was pretty important to a lot of people, and a lot of people like it still. And I love the whole story. It's just like, yeah, again, I already basically said everything that I like about it, but yeah, it's just quite the story. It's just like, in her voice, it's just, she can deliver this. This is, I don't know if I could picture somebody else singing these words. Anyway, so yeah, just getting into the verses here, just to talk a little bit about it. Talking about, obviously the song's about a relationship, and like I said, it's kind of like she needs a little me time. It's just like the whole thing, because I do see some quotes from her, because I usually search up what people have, or what the artist has said about the song or whatever. But she did say about, her songwriting technique for the song to Q magazine in 2007. She said, "I feel that words have a mysticism or a hidden meaning. On Hyper Ballad, the idea that I'm throwing car parts from a cliff is about getting out my frustrations." And again, that's basically, you could kind of get that, talking about how, she does this before he wakes up. She gets out her anger kind of from the previous day, so she can go back and not be mad about whatever, maybe whether it's something that her significant other did, or just something that happened, whatever. But again, it's that kind of thing where it's like, where the relationship, where is the quote I saw? It was something about, it's about a relationship that is going well, and but still you have to remember that, it's not just, you two. You got to have a little bit of me time in there as well, and remember who you are. I guess that I did see her say something about that, but I can't find the quote anymore. But and just, throwing things off of a cliff and all this stuff, and just getting out some anger. I mean, I know I used to throw a medicine ball, on the ground and all this stuff. It's just like, yeah, it gets the anger out pretty well. Anyway, but but the part here, the second verse, is where I was like, hold the phone for a second. Talking, it's early morning, no one is awake, I'm back on my cliff. I like that she says my cliff. It's like, it's her thing. It's like where I throw things off. It's not a cliff anymore. It's my cliff. Still throwing things off. I listen to the sounds they make on their way down. I follow my eyes till they crash. I follow with my eyes till they crash. I imagine what my body would sound like slamming against the rocks. And I was just like, hold the phone. It's kind of like it's like it turns from kind of a, maybe, I was gonna say funny, but maybe like a quirky, kind of thing, whatever. And then it turns kind of morbid. That's where I was saying, kind of turns a little dark. And, I wonder what my body would sound like. But anyway, it's just like, again, it's talking about dark thoughts, I guess you would say. It's just like, there is a little bit of, suicidal, thoughts or whatever there. It's like, what if I threw my body off here? And so yeah, it's just, again, the song was just like, I don't know, again, it's just like, it's kind of dealing with her dark thoughts, I guess, thinking about that. And but again, just throwing stuff off instead of her own body. It's just like, yeah, it's just like when she, as it says here, there isn't a notation actually. It's like, for this line, when she drops the objects off, she imagines that they are her and her pictures, of her, and pictures her own death, from jumping off the cliff. There is an element of suicidal ideation to her habit, or at least very morbid thinking. It is, at least in her part, her way of dealing with her darkest thoughts. So yeah, again, kind of just, that's what the whole thing is about, kind of, the whole me time thing. And even though she's not probably going to, do it, jump off the cliff herself, it still gets, her frustration out to just throw things off the cliff. So yeah, just, and again, this whole thing, coming back to the bridge, I go, as she says in the chorus, I go through all this before you wake up so I can feel happier to be safe up here with you. And then she repeats that. And it's just like, so, I do all that to get my anger and my frustration and my kind of dark thoughts out before I go see you. And it's just like, damn. Again, these, the lyricism here was dark, but it was kind of happy a little bit and then turns dark, and just a lot to take in on a first listen. Anyway, and then that's basically it. Then we have the post-chorus at the end, safe up here with you, repeated. So yeah, I am also on song facts here. If there's anything else I really need to see or say about the song, there's just one thing, what the song is about. Again, about Björk's need to maintain emotional balance and reawaken life's pleasant danger in the context of a long-term relationship. And we're talking about the lyrics suggest a discomfort with being in an overly safe relationship. She has said Hyperballad is about being in a relationship, and 3 years on, you're not high anymore, so you wake up early in the morning and you sneak outside and you do something horrible and destructible, break whatever you can find, watch a horrible film, and read a bit of William Burroughs, something that really gross, and come home and be like, hi honey, how are you? So I like that quote again. So she really just like, I really love her mind on this song, and I love how, it all came out in the end, obviously. So yeah, Björk, Björk, it sounds weird saying Björk, but I do know that that's how it's said in Iceland, I guess. So anyway, so yeah, Hyperballad by Björk, and really enjoyed this song. And I do want to say as well, the songs or this video is already long enough, but I do want to say the way I did find Björk was obviously people have heard about, the Björk stalker, Ricardo Lopez, and I feel, kind of I feel kind of bad that that's where I first heard her music, in his videotapes or whatever. But yeah, that's where I did hear music, and I don't know, I think maybe some of his videos are still on YouTube. Not his videos, he didn't have a channel, obviously, but his old cassette tapes or whatever he was doing, VHS tapes that he recorded himself, are still on YouTube. But yeah, and it's just that whole, obviously, it's just that, he was an interesting guy, I guess you could say. And that's where I found about her, and then that's how I heard songs like, Venus as a Boy, and obviously the song, I Remember You, which is the song that he shot himself, to. That song, I have listened to that song before. It's just very chilling. Just again, not on her, not because of her at all, just because of him. And it's just like, it sucks that that's how it goes down because of, his death and everything. But anyway, yeah, that's, I just wanted to say, I had to say something about, her stalker or whatever at some point, because that's where I did find her music, because he listened basically to her music 24/7. But yeah, anyway, kind of a dark note to end on, but it was kind of a dark song as well. Anyway, love this song. She's again an original talent, and I mean, she's been singing for a long time. She's still going today. So yeah, good for her, and thanks for the request. That's what I want to say. And so yeah, thanks for watching too, and thanks for liking and subscribing and commenting and everything like that. Really appreciate all the support. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys again soon.